Hello and welcome. This is chapter 6 of our video series on starting a company in China in 2024 and onwards, and we will be continuing this video series from Maldives. So we are right now in a very small island called Kiha Island. It's one of those local islands, not a resort, but we are staying in a hotel here and it's pretty nice. So I'm going to show you around a little bit, and then we will continue with chapter 6 on starting a company in China. So guys, excuse the unofficial environment because right now it's Chinese New Year period. It starts basically from February 8, February 10 sometimes in some organizations, but officially for February 10. And then it continues until around February 20. So during that time, of course, nobody wants to stay in China because everything is closed. And taking this opportunity, we decided to go outside of China as well. So we are having a small vacation. At the same time, we are signing deals for our tourism company. We started a tourism company recently. It's registered in China and in the United States. So pretty soon I will make an announcement and you can, book different tours on our website. So getting back to the topic, chapter 6. Now, assuming you've watched all the videos, okay, all the way through chapter 1 to chapter 5, and chapter 5 was the visa, okay, visa matters, work permit, using your company in China. Now, there are a few things I think I did not mention during the last video, so I want to clarify. I want to start this chapter by clarifying those. Number one, company registration process can continue without the visa chapter, without any like pauses for the visa, because there are some companies who do not need foreign employees visas. We have a bunch of such clients. They are located outside of China and they don't want to send anybody as their foreign employees to China. So for them, work permit and visa is not very important. So if you are in such a situation, you can continue the process, which I'm going to explain now, without any visa matters, right? However, if you need a visa, one thing I forgot to mention last time is you can start the visa process as soon as you get the business license for a China company. Because most people get confused at this stage. They think, oh, we have to finish the company registration, like including bank account, tax registration, customs registration, and then we can apply for visa. No, that's not entirely true. Actually, when you get the business license, general business license of the company that we discussed, in detail in previous videos, you can start after that the visa process. You don't have to wait for the bank account to open. You don't have to wait to register the company in tax department. Just to clarify this, okay? If you want visa, work permit for your foreign employees for this under this company, then you can start it immediately as soon as you get the business license of the company. However, based on our experience, it's always recommended that you start the visa process once you get the company active. Of course, I'm not opposing myself here. It's just a recommendation. Please take me right here, okay? Don't understand us wrong. Why? Because like I mentioned in the previous videos, your purpose is to make the process as smooth as possible, right? You want to make it easier for you as a company owner, as a foreign business owner. So of course you have to make the case stronger, okay? Because when you're dealing with work permit and visa, you are speaking to the immigration office. As we mentioned in the previous video, you have to show strong financial ability. So how do you show it? It's through the company bank account, okay? So obviously if you start the visa process before you have a bank account in China, company bank account, then you don't have anything, hard evidence, so to speak, like financial injections, capital injections, I mean, and you cannot do that because you don't have a bank account, right? So it's kind of, you know, loose application, basically. So I don't really recommend starting the visa before you get the bank account and tax registration and everything. However, you can, okay? This is what I want to clarify. So if you start without any bank account, of course, you know, every employee that you are sponsoring through this China company will have to go through interview with the immigration office. So he or she will have to explain and you know, answer some of the questions during the interview. If they can convince the officer, immigration officer, then visa and work permit process is much easier, of course. However, if the officer is not convinced because there's no hard evidence, right, you don't have any financial statements, nothing, then it's going to be challenging. All right, so I think we are back on track right now. Let's get back to the topic now. So you sort out the visa issues, right, in chapter 5. Now chapter 6, probably this is the last chapter in company formation process, starting a business in China, which will be, you will register the company with the tax department. Now previously, I think until the early 2023, it was required that the company director you know, takes the company documents, stamps and everything to the local tax bureau, but not anymore. It's online now. Okay, so our accountant that we provide to all of our clients is going to take care of the tax registration process, and simultaneously we start the customs permit process. So it's together, two things simultaneously, okay? Tax registration, customs registration. Customs registration, again, we are in this video series, we assume that we are registering a company which imports and exports general products, which ones that do not require any special permit. So assuming that's the case, then tax registration and customs registration can be started together, and both of them pretty much take same amount of time, let's say approximately between 1 week and 2 weeks, with expedited service actually. So if by standard service, it might take up to 4 weeks as well, depending on the government bureaucracy. So yeah, that's the case, guys. Once the custom registration for general product which do not require any special license, and the tax registration for the company, they are finished, now your company is considered active, sort of active, because there's also one last step. As soon as we get the tax registration and customs registration, and most importantly the bank account of the company, then the accountant that we provide, she's going to apply for foreign currency permit for your company. It's very fast actually. It's done together with the tax registration, okay? So I don't separate that from the tax registration. I'm just mentioning to you because it might take slightly longer, because you know it's a different department. So tax registration, foreign currency permit, customs registration, so these are the last steps, and your involvement as the company director and company owner is not required here. Your involvement, I mean physical involvement, you don't have to really go to any office, you don't have to speak to any officers. Everything is taken care of by the accountant that we provide. The only thing you have to do is to sign the documents which we will provide to you, and that includes power of attorney that we can act on your behalf, and that's it. So once it's done, your company is active. Congratulations, now you can start doing business. You can start trading, you can start import and export, you can actually pay yourself from your foreign company. It's up to you, or you can tell your foreign or local even investors to start injecting their capitals if you have such investors. Anyway, this, like I mentioned in the previous videos, all of that might sound pretty complicated, which it is actually, to a common person it is complicated. Therefore, again, I would like to emphasize that I don't really recommend registering the company yourself, okay, without knowing anything. It takes forever. Actually, most of the information online on Google, it's probably based on that experience, like personal experience, when people try to do it themselves, okay, without knowing the language, without even if they're fluent in Chinese, they don't know the system, they don't know where to go, they don't know how to speak to people, I don't know, the government people. And when you're a stranger, especially when you're approaching the government people, you know, there are different people, you know. If they don't know you, maybe they give you incorrect information or incomplete information, okay. So you end up running from place to place, okay, wasting a lot of time, huge amount of time. So that is probably the experience people, you know, have, and then they share it online on Google. They say, well, company registration in China takes like 6 months or 8 months, etc. Yeah, it's true if you do it yourself, okay. So if you hire a company like JRN Firm, our company, we can speed the process up a lot. And we, in fact, we offer expedited service as well, just like I mentioned in previous videos. We can get the business license in a matter of days, and then we will finish everything for you, okay. We take you to different government departments if it's required, which is not actually like we've seen in these videos now. The only place that company director's presence and supervisor's presence is required is the bank. That's it. So one of our staff will accompany you to the bank, and we make the whole process easy for you. You don't have to really think about it. You don't have to really worry that you don't understand Chinese. Of course, like I mentioned in previous videos, if you would like to have those company documents, structural documents like articles of association, the ownership documents, etc., translated into English so that you understand, we can do it for you as well. So we get them translated through the local notary public, and of course there are some fees associated with it. That's it. You can have them both in English and Chinese. The English version is for your own records only, okay. Just you know, to make it clear once again, because in China official language is in Chinese, so that's the only language that they use for the documents, right? So that's all basically. And okay, the further steps I will make separate video for it, but just to mention a few, maybe once you have everything done for your company, now you can start injecting your capital, like registered capital. It's not mandatory to be injected immediately, but if you decide to start injecting, then this is the time, okay. You have everything now, and you need to let us know actually you would like to inject that capital, because we need to inform the bank. Yeah, that's a very important point, because you cannot use the active account of the company, main account of the company, for injections. If you do that, it will be treated as income. You don't want that, because income is subject to tax, right? So we need to inform the bank, and bank will have a separate injection account for you, and that's manageable. And then once it's ready, you can start injecting this registered capital for your company. All right, that's how it works. And once you inject, you can transfer that injection, or it will be recorded, okay. It's in the system now that you've made this injection, and then it will appear in the public system as well. Once it's done, it takes like a couple days, then you can transfer the money to your active account so that it can be used for the company's expenses, okay. You can immediately use it. It's not frozen. You can purchase goods, you can pay for your stuff, you can pay for your rent, etc. Anything related to the company. With that said, chapter 6 is over, and that's the final step, okay, for company registration series in China. Now in the next videos I will still be naming them, you know, in chapters, but we will be talking about more like further steps, what you can do, what are the important points you need to pay attention. And we will make a separate video on maintenance, okay, company maintenance. I think I did that video a few years before, I think during the pandemic. but still I'm going to make another updated video. So okay guys, thanks for watching. Greetings once again from Maldives. And yeah, next videos I think probably I will be here still. I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.